Nah, just go.
Okay, and we're back. I'm here with Cosmo, who's running a Mega Man game. Why don't you introduce the game and time the countdown when you're ready?
What's up, everybody? Let me just restart the game before you're looking at the Robot Masters now, because that was great for layouting, but here we had a beautiful story in Japanese. This is Rockman 4 BCAS. I'll probably talk about it while we're going, because I think we're a little bit behind schedule right now, and we're really hoping, this should be underestimate. I've been practicing for the past couple hours, de-rusting, but just in case, we're gonna go for it. This game's awesome. You're gonna see real fast. Alright, you ready, Sully?
Yep.
Alright, in that case, I'm gonna go in 3, 2, 1, go. Alright, so this is Rockman 4 BCAS. This stands for Burst Chaser Air Sliding, and I don't know why I said BCAS, because on stream, you could see it. It's Burst Chaser Air Sliding. Now, what does that mean? Well, you gotta break it down. So, Burst Chaser means we're going fast. Why does that mean that? I don't know, but we're going fast. And then air sliding, well, that's a bit self-explanatory. If you need me to explain that one to you, tough luck. So the whole thing is that it's kind of like a game for speed running. Like, you're going fast. It is all about going fast. And that's the beauty of it. Which is also I'm going to be focusing a lot. Alright, this first level is kind of one of the harder ones. We get it out of the way because Pharaoh Man's actually jumped a little bit too high. But yeah, Pharaoh Man is one of the harder bosses, which is why we do him first normally in speedruns. And also, he's fairly predictable, which helps a little bit when you only have the Mega Buster. And here we're going to be taking a little bit of damage boost there. Just gliding across everything. I don't know what happened there. I was going to explain why I'm putting Rush there. Yeah, LD Creed put the correct explanation in chat. This is actually 2 different ROM hacks kind of combined together for Rockman 4. And the level design's completely different, by the way. I know about completely different, it's at least like somewhat different. I'm pretty sure it's completely different because I played Rockman 4. And I don't remember most of this stuff. Alright, we're nearly at Pharaoh Man now. Just gotta get through these guys, charge up a charge shot. And here's Pharaoh Man. Now, Pharaoh Man can do 3 things. We're hoping he doesn't do the 3rd thing. He always starts with this. And my timing's off right now, so I'm getting hit a whole bunch. That's the 3rd thing. That's the one thing we didn't want to see. He can jump where you are, and that's the one thing we don't want because that is just hard to control, really. This we like to see, the double jump. And that little attack we also like to see. Yeah, also, the music for this game is also completely custom. Comes from different games, so I can guarantee you, you're definitely going to recognize one track. I promise you this. Everything else, it's a toss-up. But good luck. Alright, so now that we have our first weapon, we're going to go in the order of, you know, the Robot Master is always weak to a weapon from another Robot Master. So we're going to go in that order. So here's Dustman, he's weak to the Pharaoh shot that we just got. Using the air sliding a little bit to go through this. And now here is my favorite room in the game because I get to just mash a whole bunch. I got I swear to God, I ordered a new PS5 controller like earlier this week and it arrived 30 minutes ago, so this is a fantastic way to break it in. Alright. Going through this room, I don't want to get hit there. I took too much damage, I'm going to take a little detour here and pick this up. Another great thing, again, you can tell this game was made for speed. There's like no item picking up animation. Remember that there's like the game freezes for a bit, it's like do 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 do. And not in this game, you're going, you gotta go. You gotta go. Alright, we're going to try to use a little trick here to conserve weapon energy. Dustman. Dustman's a bastard. Alright, we're doing this the old-fashioned way. Okay, I was trying to use a trick there. So, with the Pharaoh shot, what you can do is you can see you can charge it up, and it builds up on Mega Man himself. And then you can run into enemies, and that big bullet will work, actually. And when that big bullet hits the enemy, you actually still kind of carry it around even though it's invisible. So for the power of one shot, you can get 2 shots. That's the beauty of Pharaoh. Weapon energy carry over stages. I'll go over that later. Right now, it resets between stages. And I did say right now, that's very important. Here's Brightman. He's weak to the dust shot, which I'm going to try not to accidentally call the junk shot. I do that a lot for some reason. But the dust shot is actually one of the most powerful weapons in the game. I took a whole bunch of damage there for no good reason. Because when it breaks on the enemy, it like generates 4 smaller projectiles. And those are all pretty good too. I'm messing this up a lot. Probably not going to survive the boss, but we'll get to the boss at least. Yeah, I'm going to be careful here because otherwise I'm not going to make it to the boss at all. Alright. You get a free item here, is it going to be awesome? It was useless. Sorry, I'm just going to run into the boss straight up. There's no chance of surviving this. Brightman is kind of a bastard. There I go. Oh wait, is this a game over? Surely not. Ah, it is. Alright, we're redoing... Okay. We're redoing one stage. That's fine. Here, I'll do it better this time. That's fine. The game overs aren't too punishing in this game. That's one of the nice things. We're going fast. We just gotta go fast. We might be going back, but we're still going fast. There we go. That's true. This soundtrack is really awesome. You can listen to it on YouTube. Ah, Lord. Yeah, it's like, I don't think there's anything in the world that can keep up with BCAS. I'm actually playing on like a different laptop than normally I would be playing on my main computer, but I'm not right now. And like my own laptop display can't really keep up with this game. Ah, beautiful. Alright, now we're definitely gonna destroy the boss now. Alright, so Brightman's a bastard because he has time freeze. And time freeze isn't good for us because that means we can't do damage. So we're trying to get hit as fast as possible out of the time freeze. There we go. Yeah, that's the one time Eddie really gives us something good. No, that's not true. He shows up in Wily 2. Forgot about that. Cossack 2. Sorry. Not Wily 2. It's a different level. Alright, we got the Flash Stopper. No problem at all anymore. We're full on lives now. Like, what could possibly go wrong? On to Skullman. But yeah, you're gonna see the dust shot. I think it's called the dust shot. It's not junk shot, it's dust shot. You're gonna be seeing this weapon used a lot. Because it takes a little arc, which is great for hitting things like that are not necessarily in the range of other weapons. And it's just really strong, it has a lot of ammo. That's kind of our go-to weapon most of the time. Ooh, nice life. And here's the weapon we just took from Brightman. We're gonna stop time. Let's see if we can get some nice RNG out of these. Nope. Alright. You die for that. Yeah, these skull guys, they're like kind of aiming at you. But they're also not. I don't know. It's sometimes they just completely miss you, and sometimes they have the most laser perfect accuracy. I'm taking an E-tank right there. It'll be useful later. Well, maybe it won't. If we're amazing, it won't be useful later. Alright, here's Skullman. He's super hard. Told you. Oh, yeah, and then we're halfway through the Robot Masters. Take a sip of water. Whew. God, I hope we don't see that guy again. Right, on to Drill Man now. The order of these Robot Masters is, like, really easy to remember. Alright. Well, this starting room is pretty fun. I'm gonna try to Buster Shot, get rid of this guy. Ah. Meant to jump over him. Little Bright Man. And then, let's see if we can do this room right. Nice. Ooh, I messed up a little bit there, but it was fine. I'm glad the frame rate is struggling a lot. That might be because I'm streaming twice. Oh, damn it. Is it? No, we're not dropping frames. Okay, the stream just can't handle it. It's fine. BCAS does own. There we go. I'm gonna take the little upper path here, just completely jump over everything. And then we're gonna abuse the time stop to get through this room over here, because it's a bit hard otherwise. A lot of these shield guys. Alright, switch over to the skull. I do have an input display in the top left. You can kind of see my inputs if you want to look at that. Yeah, you can do fast weapon switching using the select. And so oftentimes I'll just be mashing the select just to get to the weapon that I want real quick. Yeah, the technique took a while to learn exactly how to weapon switch properly. If you use select, it goes up, down plus select, it goes down, and then like select plus start goes back to the buster. So you got a lot of opportunities to just switch weapons as fast as possible. Alright. You know this song. Sing it at home. Daytona! There you go. Once again, we're going to be using the time stop. There's a lot of enemies around here, and I don't want to deal with any of them. Oh, except a big whale. We do love the big whale. I guess I just got a life there? I didn't even see it, but from the noise, I'm gonna have to assume I got a life. And the new thing we just got, we didn't just get it, but the skull shield is also pretty good for getting through enemies, because we can just put it on, not think about it, and then just run into them. I keep missing the quick kill on these whales. You can kill them in one dust shot if you place it correctly. Let me through. Thank you. Right, this is Dive Man. We're going to try to drill him. That came off weird. Anyway, he's out. I'm glad that went well. For some reason, I've been struggling with Dive Man recently. One of those bosses every now and then, you just kind of forget how to fight him. We have Rush Jet, and that's really important because we're going to start using Rush Jet immediately in the next level. But same for Ringman. These last two Robot Masters I consider to be the two hardest. So we'll see how that goes. Alright. On this one we're going to kind of phase tank through a lot. So I'm going to be careful about what I phase tank, because otherwise I'm going to run out of HP. And that's no good. I don't know if you guys know this, but if you run out of HP, you actually die. It's pretty bad. I got Rush Jet loaded here. What? It didn't hit me. Alright, we're gonna go through. And I forgot to explain this earlier, but when you get hit, any active rush, like weaponry, is gonna teleport under you. Hey. Face tank that. I don't have a lot of health. I'm not going to use an E-Tank because I don't even remember if I... No, I do have one. Ringman's usually pretty easy. Yeah, I figured I could do it. I do think Ringman's the easiest boss. Try to save some E-Tanks. We could really... The Wily stages, we might run low on health. We could use some of that safety net. Alright, last of the Robot Masters, Toadman. And it has, I think, one of the hardest rooms in the game, at least for me. The bitrate's gonna love it when I get there, too. Little catchy tune. Alright, so I gotta get through this room. I'm sure the bitrate's loving it. There's guys coming out of the floors, and there's a couple hard jumps I gotta do. Yeah, having a death or two there is expected for me. Alright, back to Skull. Use Rush to skip that. There we go, got the slide at the end too. Beautiful. Alright, we're out of there. It's doing what it can. It's doing what it can. I might have to look into these servers. Alright, here's Toadman. Toadman's kind of a pain if you let him do anything. But thankfully, if you do something, he does something. And you just kind of just sit there back and forth trading bullets until the weaker one falls. And I'm not the weaker one. So, it's got to be Toadman. Alright, on to Cossack. This is where the game gets really hard, because any mistake I make is going to start compounding. Because now weapon energy no longer resets between stages. So I gotta be very careful. Alright, let's try that again. Also, very genuine, like, kind of seizure warning. You're gonna start to seeing a lot more flashing lights. Alright, there we go. Using Rush. I just call it Rush 1. I don't think it has, like, an actual name. It probably does have a Rush Jump or something. I don't know. The problem with this game is I'm trying to talk about a room and I'm already like 2 rooms past it. That's tough, man. It's tough being this fast. I'm good on HP. Let's just go. So this is the Toadman weapon, by the way. It just kind of decimates everything. Alright. Here's the moth. I love a moth. Let's hope it doesn't reject one of my drills for no good reason. Alright, beautiful. Yeah, as you can see, the seizure warning is very much warranted. Alright, now, potentially the most important level. Here's Wily 2. It's a level that's mostly done on Rush Jet. And Eddie's going to be here trying to feed us weapon energy so we can keep being on the jet. And if we kind of leave one of these sections with not enough energy, it's going to be a disaster later on. Alright, that was fine. Also, this level is a bunch of auto-scrollers. You know, what's a great speed game without one auto-scroller, etc., etc.? As a wise man once said, yada yada. Automata. That's a great game. Alright, Eddie's back. He's going to try to give us weapon energy. We're going to also use him to fill up some of our other weapons. First off, I need some Bright. Then I need some Rain. Then I could use some Drill. And I'd like a little bit of Dust as well. Alright, one more run through Rush Jet. Eddie's is going to be hanging out too far up to actually give us any help here. What a bastard. Alright, and here's the most RNG boss. And that's bad RNG. He can choose to, like, lock in place, or just skip. And I don't have any control over that. Alright, please lock. Nope, alright, we got the worst RNG. That's awesome. Thankfully, you only have to go through 2 cycles, but yeah. That's one way to lose just like 10 seconds. What's a great speed game without some RNG? Alright, on to Cossack 3. Alright, at the start, I'm going to try to immediately catch this bullet, so I can skip all these spikes. A little damage boost here. Use some shields to get past all of these, because the shield's pretty strong. I mean, as you saw, all the enemies died in one hit. Alright, give me a little boost. I'm gonna try to go over this guy. I missed. Alright, well, that's fine. There's a little recovery item right here. We'll just take the platform over. Oh, another great song, man. Alright, here's Wire. You want to notice I took like a little detour in Cossack 1 to pick up something called W. W stands for Wire. It's an awesome weapon. It kind of just lets us grab onto the ceiling. And we're going to use it a couple times right here. So we can go up to this guy and give him the ring. You can use the Wire again here to get a faster kill on this thing. I just don't feel like doing it, so we'll lose like 2 seconds. Common Wire W. It is true. Alright, on to Cossack 4. The final of the Cossack stages. Featuring pretty much the exact same song as the last stage, but a little different. I'm surprised that worked. Get a couple. Oh, I missed that. I missed that too? Oh my god, it's a disaster. It doesn't really matter that much, but I think one of the 2 times we actually used this weapon in regular platforming. It's nice because it homes onto enemies, and I totally messed up everything there. Something like this. Yeah, there we go. Had to remember the level layout real quick. Thank you for the E-Tank, Eddie. I appreciate that. Thank you for the life, enemy. I appreciate that more. Alright, and here's the last time you see Wire. Say goodbye to it. Wire... Okay, well. Wire is the strong weapon against Cossack. Alright, there goes Cossack. There's a bit of lore here. This is like Cossack's daughter. Proto Man just saved her. Cossack was just being used by Wily, because Wily is always the bad guy. Tough luck, right? You're Dr. Wily, you're the bad guy. So here it is, real bad guy. What a surprise. It was Wily all along. And also, he just has another castle? Like, how do you make 2 gigantic robot castles? How does that happen? Like, you can't do that by mistake. And I know Wily won. I'm gonna use a little bit more Rush Jet. We don't have a whole lot left, so we're gonna try to conserve it. Now here's actual just Mega Man music, by the way. Wily probably does make a new castle every week. That's true. You could see wire there one more time. We use it to switch to ring faster for this section. That's one of the awesome things about wire is it's right next to ring. I'll take that health. Just rain on these guys. Coming up is one of the hardest bosses. Wily just has a whole bunch of the harder bosses. There we go. Alright, when this guy goes bad, he goes really bad. I'm gonna try to use the trick here. I'm gonna run into him and then shoot another bullet. And then do it again. Okay. I used up a little bit more Pharaoh weapon than I would have liked there. Again, I'm trying to be very careful about my weapon usage. Because, again, there's a boss rush coming up like 2 stages from now. So I gotta be very careful. I gotta show up to the party with enough ammo to take on everyone. Hey! Land over there, Rush, please. Alright. Another room where we're just trying to use Skull to get past things that are coming out of holes. Because if something comes out of a hole and we're right above it, that's a death. And I don't know about you, but I don't want that. Right on these guys again. Forgot to switch over to dust for that guy. Alright, a little bit more bright so we can get past this first section of this room. No! That's actually bad. Okay, what's my plan here? Definitely don't use bright again. Okay, first off, where even am I? Okay. I'm just gonna try to use the buster to get through everything here. Should be fine. I'll just face tank a couple things. What could possibly go wrong? Alright, this is everyone's favorite boss. Say hi to Taco Trash. This guy can throw out 2 projectiles, and he's just... It's just a mess. It's impossible to really fight this guy without getting hit, honestly. Alright, say bye to Taco Trash. We hate Taco Trash. Actually went well. I didn't die to him, so... Alright, here's the classic boss rush level. Because it's a Mega Man game. Just get past the early stages. Alright, now it's time to go through all 8 Robot Masters. You liked them before, you'll still like them. Alright, first up, Ringman. It's the same as before. Pretty much all of these should be the same as before. But last time I didn't get hit, so I guess I'm going to try to rectify that this time. You hated... No, you didn't. You're lying to me. There you go. That was much better than last time, though. Okay, I think that's enough Brightman energy to get through here. Here's hoping. Uh-oh. I don't think that's enough energy. Hold on. Pulling an audible. Alright, audible pulled. Alright, here's Brightman. We still hate Brightman. I should say I hate Brightman more. Alright, here's Dust. We're going to be really careful with Dust, because Dust does a lot of damage, and I need to be very careful with my Pharaoh energy. I say as I immediately throw out one of them, like exactly where I didn't want to have one. Okay, that's probably fine. On to Drill Man. He's not doing a great pattern here, and also I'm taking a bunch of damage. Okay, that's fine. I was running the wrong way. There we go. Here's Toadman. We're still going to face tank him. Some things never change. Why'd you jump up, bastard? I shouldn't have said bastard. I apologize. And then finally, this is the one thing that's unique. We get to do Pharaoh Man with the weapon that's good against him, which is the Toadman Rain. Except I ran out of ammo. Alright, now I think we have enough weapon energy to take care of this. This guy's weak to Pharaoh Shot. Now, using the trick where I get to do 2 hits for 1. Oh, I might need to E-Tank there. Yeah, I'm going to use an E-Tank real quick. I hope you enjoyed that beautiful sound, by the way. Ring has a tendency to do that. It's doing its best. It's the NES audio, like, chiptune thing. It's doing its best with what it's got to play. Alright, final level. Wily, it's time. You gotta go down. And Wily is once again weak to our favorite weapon, Dustman. And if you need to prove that the level design was different, here's level design that's literally just impossible in the regular Mega Man 4. Alright. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wily spawns in random positions here, by the way. 5. I missed the last one. 6. Alright, time's coming up. And time. It might have been like 2 seconds later, actually. It was like 31:30 or something. I don't know. Alright, that didn't go well. let's be honest here. That did not go well. But that's fine. BCAS still owns. And there goes Wily's castle in a giant puff of smoke. And we get to go home. That being said, we're behind schedule, so I think we're not going to watch the credits, and we're just going to go to the next run.
Alright.
But
people sure can do that.
People should play BCAS. This game's awesome. I swear. Alright, that's it. That's all I got. I'll be back later in the marathon.
Alright. Then next up, we've got Crimson Hill 2.5, ran by Carfodale.